Beautiful Friday night evening here at historic Gittone Stadium. The final weekend of summer on the horizon and the final game of a 4-game homestand here for your Fighting Clan as they get set to take on the visiting Pennsaukien High School. Good evening, everybody. Kyle Bennett, Marcelino Ojeda here with you on Vineland Public Broadcasting. Vineland looking for their first win of 2025 still, and tonight is a great test against the visiting Pennsauken High School, Marcelino.
I mean, by a long shot, it's one that's needed. You don't like saying must-win game or you have to have one. But if you're the Fighting Clan right now, it's been gut-wrenching losses. It's been close losses where you've seen production. You've seen kind of things you can go off of. And this is the week, I believe, that Vineland has a chance to put it all together. They've seen what works, and they see what hasn't worked. We've seen perfect halves, and we've seen not-so-perfect halves. This is the week, I believe, that the Fighting Clan can put it all together.
Saw a lot of promise last week against Eastern, even in a loss, but definitely Vineland's most complete game of the season to date. We'll see if they can carry over a lot of the positives, fix a lot of the things that went wrong, and hopefully come away tonight 1-3 rather than 0-4.
Yeah, it's all about getting out of the homestand with something. It's tough coming into a game like that, but let's see how they do this week.
As we take a quick break for the national anthem, we'll be right back here on Vineland Public Broadcasting.
Our pitchers for tonight's game is Matthew McAllister, umpire Stephen Mondano, Jason Lewis, Adrian Matthew. Our field judge is Roger.
All right, everybody, as we gear up for the final game of this 4-game homestand to start the 2025 season, like we mentioned in our open, Marcelino, which first time we've ever been on camera. Good thing we wore our good clothes, cleaned up our faces a little bit.
Tried our best, dude.
Our captains make their way to midfield for the coin flip, and Vineland will be without one of their key pieces on defense today. Aiden Barriento out, kind of a surprise to a lot of us. You know, wasn't on the initial injury report when I talked to Coach Guzman earlier this week on Guzman's Gridiron, which was just on Wednesday. We recorded a little bit later this week, but that's a huge loss for this defense. Aiden has really set the tone from week 0 on, and they're going to need a lot of people to step up, and one player I'm looking at in particular is last week's homegrown player of the game, Carlton C.J. Thomas, who was playing both sides of the ball. He's going to have another stellar game tonight on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, again, and like we kind of talked about the injury report this week, someone that we're going to kind of keep an eye on is also George Figueroa III, who has a possibility of coming into the game today. We're not sure what his snap count kind of looks like today, but it's going to be a healthy dose of that similar backfield last week, like you said, with Thomas, as well as possibly Ben Torres Rojas as well. So just look to see how Vineland kind of taps into that. But another player to definitely look out for on the defensive side of the ball is Barias Hill. I mean, last week played a stellar game. Him and Barrientos play off each other so well. Now we get to see how Hill plays in his own element, how he can command this defense and be that leader that was behind Barrientos, but in this game needs to step up.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one here for Vineland as they're in their beautiful, beautiful gray uniforms, bright
Your
white
favorites.
numbers. These are hands down my favorite uniforms in the rotation for the Fighting Clan, not just because they look gorgeous, but also from a broadcaster perspective. It's so easy to see the numbers. They're right in your face, glowing and shining. Vineland in their all grays, white helmets, Pennsauken white tops, red helmets, red pants. As the Fighting Clan take the field, Pennsauken take the field. First time Pennsauken coming to Gittone Stadium in this recent scheduled matchup between these two teams. So they're getting their first taste of this historic venue. as we get set for kickoff, and Vineland will receive the opening kickoff. And just like that, as Coach Guzman mentioned to me earlier this week on the show, George Figueroa III, the deep man on this return, he is back in action.
Yeah, I was going to say, no mixing anything up or no questions asked. They're putting him right in the fire early. That means they have to be confident about his health going into this game.
Whistle blows. Kicker gets ready, and we are underway here at Gittone Stadium. Ball takes a hop to George Figueroa III. He takes it up past the 20, the 25, and he'll be tackled right at about the 30-yard line, and that's where Vineland will set up shop for their first drive here on offense tonight, and a lot of pressure just to execute on the young Elijah Calderon tonight. We've seen so much promise from him, and it's not that he's played poorly whatsoever. We just want to see him continue to progress, continue to make those big steps forward, and tonight's a huge one for him to try to carry this offense to victory and put points on the board for Vineland.
Yeah, Calderon's not what we would call a flash-in-the-pan quarterback. He's shown more than flashes. He's shown more than capability, and I'm excited to see how he goes into this game.
Calderon takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, and that is C.J. Thomas on the carry, and a number of Pennsauken defenders there to make the stop. We saw C.J. really take over last week at the running back position. We'll talk about him at the linebacker spot as well, as he's filling in for Omar Davis there, and he's got an even bigger load to carry this week due to Aiden Barriento being out. But I truly loved what I saw from C.J. Thomas running the ball last week. His vision was excellent, and the offensive line took a big step forward, and we'll see if that continues tonight as Vineland sets up for 2nd and 8, a 2-yard pickup on that last run. Man in motion, handoff to the motion man, and Pennsaukien is all over that one. I like the design, just Pennsaukien was ready for it.
Yeah, and Vineland's shown that they can get the ball to the edge and has shown success getting the ball to the outside. Not sure if it's designed most of the time, but the blocking does find a way to kind of get around, getting their hips turned and getting a good reach block. Vaughn has to do that consistently, especially against a Pennsauken team who's going to run the ball a lot, who's going to run this clock a lot, and they're going to wear you down as much as possible. You have to be able to do the same back.
As Vineland sets up for a big third down here on this opening drive. 3rd and 9, so the loss of 1 on that last play. Calderon takes the snap. He's looking to pass. Readies, fires to the far sideline, and throws it out of bounds, overthrows Zyleek Travis, the intended receiver on that play. They'll bring up 4th down.
And I like kind of showing that, you're not scared to throw the ball on any down. But being a longer distance situation, you almost expect it. But now for Vineland to come out here, execute on special teams, we kind of look at a replay here. Try to get Travis, who's forced to that boundary line. And they're going to have to try and find a way to get him open and get him open consistently because he's such a game changer.
Britt Brosh back to punt this ball away. We saw the special teams really step up last week. Brosh was a big part of that. 4th and 9 here on the punt. Ball snapped. Solid punt, plenty of time, and Brosh gets a boomer off past the midfield line. It will be returned by Pennsauken. And finally taken down is the return man. I believe that was number 2, Jabari Sanabayeta.
That was the name we've talked about all pregame, so I'm glad we get to call it early. But now looking at this Pennsauken offense, like we just kind of stated a little earlier, they're a run-first team as we kind of look at this replay here. It's a good return. He got some yardage there and made initial contact, and just holding on to that jersey as someone kind of just flies in over the top. Carlton Thomas, flying out of nowhere.
Aiden Zincraft on the initial contact to pull him down by that jersey. And we'll get a take at Cliff Smith and Ryan Shelton's defense here as Pennsauken hand this one off. As you mentioned, Marcelino, they're not afraid to run the ball. And the ball carrier number 20 for Pennsauken, that's Randall Blunt.
When you have a running back that's averaging over 100 yards per game, I'm hoping you're handing the ball off. And he's not only a one-way guy. You can see him when they were on defense. He is their middle linebacker as well, so clearly a leader on this team on both sides of the ball.
6', 205, according to Max Preps. He's a big boy, the senior running back. He's done a number on this Vineland defense over the years, and Pennsauken hand it right back to him. And Vineland there to tackle and finally brought down. Just shy, I believe, of that first down marker, so it'll be 3rd and short if my eyes do not deceive me.
Blunt is just running very bluntly downhill. I mean, looking at this replay here, it's a good handoff, get 2 pulling guards there, and has a jersey being pulled almost 3 yards away and then just carries 3 Vineland defenders. Vineland's going to have to find an answer to stop this run and find it early on.
He keeps his feet churning, and he's a big part of this offense as Nazir Negron takes the snap, hands it off to Blunt. Gets tripped up, and Blunt stays on his feet. He's got a first down.
I mean, it's almost guaranteed that the first man is not going to make the tackle the way Blunt has run so far. I mean, he's just making smart moves on the outside. He's not looking to do too much, but he just physically can kind of impose his will in any way he wants. And being able to run the ball like this, like we said, is going to be rough for Vineland as time is going to dwindle down, and it's going to tire your defense out.
Got to be able to stop the run. As Negron sets up in shotgun, and Blunt getting signals from the sideline as he lines up next to him, man in motion. Negron takes the snap, hands it off to Blunt, and a good job there and a great tackle by Aiden Zinkraft.
An absolute just dose early on of Blunt, and I can almost guarantee you this next play will not be a pass if they can keep it up like this. As we look at this replay once again, another pulling guard. It's a good pursuit there from the interior. I believe that was Zinkraft again making a great move inside on the tackle. He's just got to be able to finish that play in the backfield, and that might be what kind of sets the tone for that D front for Vineland.
As it is senior night for the Vineland High School Marching Clan. Pass here, and it's dropped by the intended receiver, Nathaniel Correa. Unable to come up with it. First incomplete play there for Pennsauken, their first pass attempt of the game.
I'll tell you what, it was at a good time, Vaughn. Did not expect it whatsoever. Nothing but green grass. Seemed to be on one-on-one until the linebacker kind of shifted over. But Vineland catches a break there and see what they can do with it here on 3rd and 8.
Big down here for the Vineland defense. You want to get off the field. It's a hot night tonight.
Yeah. Forecast shows 81 degrees, partly cloudy. I don't think there's enough clouds to call it that. The sun is beaming on the field.
3rd and 8 here. Negron takes the snap, hands it off to Blunt. He's running and gets tackled up before the first down, and a little bit of extracurricular tackling to the far sideline, but nonetheless, it's 4th down here for Pennsauken, and I would be shocked if they don't go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you look at for any other team. You're like, that's a little dicey there. It's a little far of a 4th down, but the way Blunt's been running so far, it almost feels like a 4th and 2. And again, we saw in their one pass attempt, there was an opportunity of green grass.
4th and 6 from the 26 here for Pennsauken. Negron takes the snap. He's scrambling, flicks it to Blunt, and Blunt's got plenty of room, picks up the first down and more, and he's finally brought down inside the 15 at about the 12-yard line.
Whew. I mean, that's a fantastic play. I mean, to run a speed option to the outside. I mean, you see the replay, just gets it away, and I mean, it's a one-on-one on the outside. You'll take that any day of the week. And the next guy that's going to get to him is going to be 5 yards downfield for Blunt. That's a great first move, great play call there. I mean,
it's a basketball pass.
You can't beat it. It's a chest pass right past the defender, and a great play there by Negron to get Blunt in open space.
1st and 10, they mark it at the 15, and Negron takes the snap, hands it off to Blunt. He's got a nice little lane there and picks up about 5.
And, I mean, they're getting beautiful blocking up front by their interior guys. Vineland so far hasn't been able to kind of dig their feet in the ground and kind of stick up those linemen. On that play alone, you could see a tackle almost taking a defensive end up the field. As it looks to be a stop in play. Looks like they're trying to send a player off the field. Not sure which one it is. It doesn't look like Vineland knows either. But nonetheless, nobody leaves the field.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
I'm not sure what was being called there. Nonetheless, things stay the same here on 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 from the 10, handed off to Blunt. And another healthy dose of yardage makes it a 3rd and manageable here.
I'll tell you what, you get 3.5 yards every run play. You'll take that any day of the week, and Pennsaukен's living off of that at the moment.
Vineland haven't faced a run offense like this since week 0 against Delsey with that wing T just coming at you, and This is going to be a big test for them, because Blunt has been a thorn in their side for years now. This brings up 3rd and 4.
Vineland almost going strictly man.
Blunt barrels forward, and he's going to be short of the first down.
It's a great play there by the interior linebackers getting downfield. And it's nice to see your linebackers being able to read the pulling guards and kind of get into that space, seeing where the ball is going. It's a great stop there, and that brings up 4th down.
They're 1 for 1 on this drive, picking up 4th downs. As we approach just 5 minutes remaining here in this opening frame.
Time is just flying with a run offense.
4th and 2 from the 6. Negron hands it off to Blunt, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Just methodical drive there for Pennsauken. They just used their star senior running back, Randall Blunt, and he barrels his way forward into the end zone, nearly unscathed, just gets tripped up a little bit, but stays on his feet. And Pennsauken have a 6-0 lead here with 5:03 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, Blunt was virtually untouched. Great blocking by that tackle to kick out the end. He ran right behind that tackle, got upfield, barely tripped up. And Pensauken's going to live happily with that 6-0 lead, as this PAT will be no good, and they will stick with a 6-0 lead.
So Pennsauken strike first here at Gittone Stadium, their first touchdown here on this new turf. And Vineland need to regroup defensively for sure now that they know that number 20 is going to be a huge problem for them all night. And now it's time for the offense to pick up the slack. And that's a drive there where you notice the absence of number 6, Aiden Barriento.
Yeah, all day. I mean, not having a linebacker being able to fill in the openings that they're creating to get a running back downhill, it's going to be tough for Vineland. And if it's going to be a slugfest like this offensively, that means the Vineland offense has to step up to the plate and put the gloves on.
And the special teams unit will get set to receive this kickoff, trailing 6-0 here.
It's also so difficult for this Vineland team having so many two-way players. Being on defense on a drive like that is very brutal, and then to turn right back around and be on offense, it's going to be rough for Vineland, especially on a day like today.
Coupled with this heat, I talked to trainer Dave before the game, and I said, we got to make sure these boys are hydrated.
H2O.
He said, hey, you can lead them to water, but you can't force them to drink, so it's going to be on them to realize their bodies are sweating out a lot more of that water than they realize. And this one's kicked off, and George Figueroa III right into his bread basket. He carries this one up near the 40-yard line. Be down at about 34. A little bit better starting field position, but about 4 yards there for Vineland on this drive. And George looks like George. That's a great sign. Coming off an injury where initially we thought it was a lot worse a couple weeks ago. And to see George back out there just 2 weeks later is a great sign. And he looks as healthy as possible.
Yeah, he's heavily taped up. He looks like he's comfortable on his feet. Just got to let him get a couple breathers, let him get back into that game sense feeling, and just slowly adjust him back to this game.
C.J. Thomas in the backfield with Elijah Calderon. Man in motion. Hand it off, and there's a flag. I think it's going to be a procedure penalty on Vineland.
Yeah, I believe so. It looked like the man in motion was confused on which way he was going, or even the running back himself kind of taking a step early. It just looked like a lot of things not going right there.
It looked like number 8 and Zyleek Travis were moving at the same time, too. And it's a Barias Hill.
Yeah.
Keep it
A
together.
miscommunication there that's going to unfortunately cost Vineland yardage here, and this is something that they can't afford here. Being 0-3, down 6-0, you can't afford procedure penalties that are mental mistakes, especially this early in the game.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time to make mistakes. The way this game is going, the tempo of this game, you're not going to have time to make mistakes. You're not going to have time to regroup on mistakes, as Calderon's going to take these, going to hand it off to Travis on the end around, and that's going to be completely snuffed out. And just like that, Vineland is way behind the sticks.
Pensauken's done a great job so far defensively, sniffing out those kind of reverses, those kind of sneak plays. They're not necessarily trick plays, but they've been able to find a way to sniff things out in the backfield a lot better than some of the opponents Vineland have played so far this year, and you're going to have to put a lot of faith in number 7 and allow him to just sling the rock and really draw up some pass plays, because you can't afford to go down 2 touchdowns the way that Pennsauken has already showed you that they can run the ball against your defense.
Yeah, and Pensauken's consistently showing man coverage with a single high safety. This is where Zylee Travis can take advantage. He's one-on-one on the top of the screen. You just got to let him use his athleticism and see how he plays with it.
Calderon looking in the middle of the field, and it's off the mark, intended for George Figueroa III.
Yeah, that's not a pass that Figueroa will catch even if he was 6 foot tall. It's a high throw, trying to get that quick slant, get some kind of yardage back, but Vineland now on a 3rd and long. You know they're passing the ball, and you're going to see Pennsauken play back deep, possibly throw a second safety look out there.
And on top of that, Georgie's not 100%. You don't know what the mobility is for him to leap up in the air. You got to be more cognizant of that if you're Elijah.
You don't want to throw a hospital pass, especially to Figueroa right now in the slot.
3rd and 20 for Vineland.
Pensauken still showing that single high safety.
Calderon looking to pass. He backs up, dumps it off to C.J. Thomas, and it's off his hands and intercepted by number 14 for Pennsauken. That is Alex Parker, the 6'2", 190-pound defensive end.
There was a blitz all the way from Pensauken on the far side of the field. They brought a weak side linebacker blitz. That play almost looked virtually blown up all the way. Calderon just trying to make something out of nothing. But in turn of trying to do that, has turned it into very nothing. Now Pennsauken at the 15-yard line. They're going to run the ball, and more likely than not are going to score the way they played so far, unless Vineland has a response.
1st and 10 here from the 15 is Randall Blunt. Takes the ball, cuts inside. Good stop there by Vineland.
I mean, you think he gets nothing out of that and somehow walks away with 2-3 yards and then never went down on the play either.
Zach Zavis on the stop.
He's a guy who's playing both ways. I'm sure is feeling it right now.
As we tick down near 3 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Pennsauken with a 6-0 lead, but they're threatening for more. 2nd and 8. Negron hands it off to Blunt, and Blunt barrels forward for more. That makes it a much more manageable 3rd down here for Pennsauken.
Yeah, another healthy run, making a 3rd and short. This is Pensauken's bread and butter, and this is every situation, every kind of situational awareness, anything they've done this week in practice, they are doing it to a T here. Their game plan is being run perfectly, their scheme, and Vineland just has not had an answer for it so far.
3rd and 4 from the 8. Blunt takes the carry and walks in for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And another touchdown where he's virtually untouched, running off that tackle on the near side. This is a game where Vineland will not be able to kind of regain on mishaps. This is a team that will take advantage of it, and you will not have the time to rebound off of mistakes.
As they get set for the extra point, they missed the first one. Ball spotted, kick is up, and it is no good. It was a worm burner of a kick.
I don't think we're going to see too many good kicks coming from Pennsauken, but
honestly surprised that they didn't go for 2 there to make it 14.
Yeah, I can understand like them trying to just get the 1 point, but I mean,
especially when you have Blunt who can
just going to run the ball from the 2-yard line, yeah, but trying to keep it modest.
Wildcat snap it to him the way that he's running the ball right now.
Honestly, it's getting to that point where you could probably do that and just throw an extra man on the offensive line, and who knows what would happen. That would be detrimental to Vineland's defense right now.
That is conduct detrimental to the game. 15-yard penalty assessed at the spot of the run.
But is it worse than the tush push?
There's nothing wrong with the tush push. Listen to Underground Sports Philadelphia if you want my takes on those.
So just a little side note, you see how they're saying they're going to enforce penalties. So is it going to be like one of those things like, at the beginning of the season, there's that one penalty that gets called over and over and over again because it's the freshness of the year. Is that going to be what the tush push is now, where you don't even have an opportunity?
Let's see if they even know how to enforce anything. As this one's kicked off, George Figueroa III again, looking for his 3rd straight return, and brought down at about the 35.5-yard line. They can't even assess taunting penalties
Yeah,
properly.
not at all.
And they want him to assess the tush push. What do they want, a sky cam in there?
Not sure. As you see Figueroa kind of almost has a seam here looking for a block on the inside, but just from the far side of the field, a Pennsauken defender flies over and makes the play. That's 3 great returns from Figueroa. He looks sharp.
What we've seen from George tonight, it feels like tonight that's just going to be his role as kick returner and kind of get his legs back under him as Calderon hands it off. C.J. Thomas looking for a hole and nothing there.
And I see what Vineland was trying to do there, trying to get a wing to wrap around and lead block there, but Barias Hill misses the inside linebacker there. It's number 14, Alex Parker for Pennsauken. He just kind of cuts around behind the tackle and makes that play and blows the play up. Barias Hill didn't really have much of an opportunity to get around there.
Parker came up with the interception on the last drive. Vineland breaks the huddle. Calderon looking for any sort of answer here. 2nd and 11. Takes the snap, hands it off to CJ, and CJ's got a bit of a hole. CJ Thomas running past midfield. He's got one man on him, and he's taken down. And there's a flag on the play.
That's almost, in my opinion, most definitely going to be on Pennsauken for a face mask. But, I mean, a beautiful hole there. That's the best blocking we've seen all night from Vineland. Absolutely opening the interior. Great run there, great blocking. As you can see it here, you could drive a Mack truck through the hole there as Thomas flies downhill, makes a couple men miss, and fights for extra yardage. That's huge momentum for Vineland in a game where it just seemed like it was seeping out of their grasp early on.
And on top of that, they'll get the face mask penalty, which will move the chains that much more. And a run like that is why C.J. Thomas was our homegrown player of the week last week on Guzman's Gridiron each and every week. Coach Guzman and I breaking down the week prior, the game ahead, and so much more on the Underground Sports Philadelphia Podcast Network as this one's handed off. Benny Rojas Torres barrels through. You can tune in to Guzman's Gridiron every single week during the season, wherever you get your podcast, whether it be Apple, Spotify, or in between. And you can watch the show every game day eve on the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Tune in each and every week with myself and Coach Guzman and hear about players like C.J. Thomas and Benny Rojas Torres and the rest of this roster as they continue to look for win number 1 here, and they are driving their best drive so far in this game. And we've got a George Figueroa III sighting in the backfield, his first play back from injury on offense, and he's going to take the rock, finds a bit of a hole. Nice little carry there for George Figueroa III, and another flag flies in.
I believe it's another face mask. And I'll tell you what, the success of this drive so far has been that backfield misdirection. And if Coach Vizo would be able to speak at this very moment, he would be the first one to tell you he loves nothing more than 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback. You see his handoff to Figueroa coming right behind his 2 lead blockers, cuts it upfield. And that is a top of the face mask. It completely takes his helmet off. I didn't even get to catch that.
Decapitation there of the helmet.
Completely pulls the helmet off his head. That's guaranteed another 15 yards. And Vineland not only driving, but getting mistakes out of Pennsauken to get further downfield.
They are zooming. 53 seconds remaining here in this first quarter.
Finally moving as fast as this quarter has gone up to this point.
Calderon with C.J. Thomas in the backfield. Barias Hill in motion. They hand it to Thomas. Thomas finds a lane, and he gets tripped up by one less defender there. It was number 4 for Pennsauken to make the tackle. That is Blaine Johnson, the junior free safety.
I mean, look at the beautiful misdirection. You get Hill kicking out on the end there and having Thomas run right behind him. It is bread and butter, and it has worked so far. You have to see what Pennsauken does.
Can't get bottled up. He turns direction, cuts upfield, and he's into the end zone. Not sure if a flag flew in or not, but nonetheless, C.J. Thomas looks to be on the board for Vineland with yet another touchdown. I believe his 3rd straight game with a score. He spins away from the defenders, cuts to the other side of the field with some misdirection, and barrels forward, gets that ball across the plane.
Way to catch the pylon on that corner there. You make 2 guys miss early on.
Coming back due to a holding call on Vineland.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker. I mean, beautiful run by Thomas. That's his 3rd beautiful run of this drive, let alone. And, I mean, to make 2 guys miss, hit the edge, and dive for a pylon, that's big. But Vineland not going to come away with anything on that play.
Coach Smith is beside himself. Didn't see anything on that play, but it's a 10-yard penalty. It pushes Vineland
I'm not
a
entirely
bit further
sure,
back.
Not entirely sure where the call was. I didn't really see a holding.
It was the referee in the back of the end zone towards the far pylon in the corner. I saw something fly out, and I didn't know what it was going to be on, but nonetheless, it's a holding penalty on Vineland. And got a meeting of the stripes.
I hope it's telling him to not throw the flag again, because I'm not a big fan of the previous call.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that was a hold there. You know, C.J. Thomas did a great job just spinning away from two defenders. And
I'm just not understanding the miscommunication between the referees here.
yeah, multiple times now, but 1st and 11 from the 13-yard line now for Vineland as we await the referees to finish
What are we doing?
mingling with each other.
I'm not understanding what even the conversation's about. They're not giving an inkling of what it can be. Is Vaughn's been in their formation for 3 minutes now, and we're just going to get nothing out of it.
You think they're making dinner plans for tonight, trying to figure out where to go?
I'm just not understanding what that's not being understood.
Motion, and it's handed off to George Figueroa III, and nearly a horse collar tackle. But
yeah, and that's a tough play for Figueroa, trying to get to the outside. I mean, you have a lanky guy like that coming off the edge, and Parker. He makes a great play there. They try to get Figueroa to the outside. I like the idea of it, but no call, nothing there, and Vaughn's going to go to the other end of the field.
And the horn sounds as the end of the first quarter comes to fruition. Pennsauken with a 12-0 lead. Vineland looking to put their first points on the board after a holding penalty prevents C.J. Thomas from scoring, I believe, in his third straight game. We'll see if he can get on the board or Vineland can get on the board in general. We'll take a quick break, let the players switch sides of the field, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Friday Night Lights on the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel. And welcome back, everybody. Second quarter about to get underway here at historic Gittone Stadium as this one's handed off to C.J. Thomas. Another nice run there for C.J., our homegrown player of the week last week.
I'll tell you what, Vineland's getting really good blocking from their guard combo and their center right now. It's been great so far. As you see a 4-2 front, you're not going to have a man nose up on, like there's not going to be a head-up guy on the center, and it'll make it easier for him to down block, which opens up misdirection plays where you can down block and kick out a defensive end like Parker.
3rd and 15. Finally going with 4 wide receivers, no tight ends. C.J. Thomas in the backfield. Calderon is looking far corner, lobs it up. And that is
what a catch
for the touchdown for the Fighting Clan, number 27, Quayshawn Davis.
Whew. I mean, what a breadbasket pass over the shoulder. I mean, you can't throw it any better than that if you're Calderon, and a beautiful adjustment to the ball. I mean, just look at this lob to the back left corner. He's throwing it to that pylon and just over the defender's hand, and a one-handed catch. Oh, my goodness. What a play. That is a huge momentum boost for Vaughn. Fantastic throw, fantastic catch as the PAT is up and is good.
Great
and
kick,
Vineland inches just a little bit closer here in this first half. I mean, what a catch.
What a touchdown, what a catch. And Quayshawn Davis last week had that wide open touchdown that went right through his hands. Talk about a little bit of redemption there for 2-7. Comes up with a one-handed catch. I talked to Coach Guzman this week on the podcast. He was one of the players that he brought up that he wanted to see step up this week in the absence of some of the guys that are out injured. He needed a little bit of redemption after a play that he knew he should have had a touchdown on that catch last week against Eastern. Great job by number 27, Quay-Shawn Davis, to come up with a Sports Center top 10 worthy catch, a beautiful throw from Elijah Calderon to put it only where Davis could catch it, and Vineland are within 5.
I mean, that's as picture perfect had to get. I mean, just when you thought it was a great catch, great throw, pitch and catch, whatever. I mean, what a fantastic catch by Davis in the back. And that's a beautiful pass, looking for that back left pylon. You almost teach that on a fade route. And it's a beautiful pass, beautiful catch, beautiful series for Vineland. See if those missed PATs from Pennsauken come back to bite them. I mean, again, like you said, and we kind of were, chipping at it earlier. Why not go for those two and go up 14-0 compared to 12-7 now?
And Brett Brosh kicks this one away a little bit short at the 30-yard line. It'll be returned and pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line. The return man, number 4.
That's Blaine Johnson, the receiver. It's trying to get to that outside there. On a shorter kick, you really don't have much room to work with, but it gives your blockers more of an opportunity to hold blocks if the return man's not so far back. But I like how Vineland's trying to get a pooch kick, trying to settle in where they want the ball to be. It's a beautiful kick there, and just getting it on that near side of the field, not getting it in the hands of their more speedy guys back deep, and a missed tackle there, but nonetheless, Vineland got there fairly quickly, and that's good for them, trying to set up Pennsauken in a rougher field position, but still in solid field position at the 40.
And I was a little nervous on that kick. I wasn't sure of the direction. I thought it was going out of bounds, but it was just a light enough kick as this one's handed off to Randall Blunt. Good tackle there by Vineland.
Yeah, it's been missed tackles so far that's been costing Vineland right now. That's Ben Rojas, who will kick himself for that in the film room come Monday, but they have the opportunities to make the plays. As Coach Shelton was right in his ear talking to him about it. They have the opportunities to stop Blunt in the backfield. It's just about capitalizing on them and not giving them second and manageable, 2nd and 4s.
Arias Hill and Zylik Travis make the stop there. This brings up 2nd and 4 here for Pennsauken. A turnover would be huge here for Vineland. Negron hands it off to Blunt. Blunt bounces around the outside. He's got plenty of space. Green grass everywhere. And a huge first down for number 20 in white and red, Randall Blunt.
I'll tell you what, for such a poised running back, it shows as of right now. I mean, you see a play, it doesn't look like it's opening up. It looks like we have a man down. But you're going to see on the right side of the field, it's got 2 pulling guys and a lead block. He's going to find the hole on the right side and just absolutely hit it as hard as he can and flies upfield. Has a great block downfield. It's a one-on-one with Travis, looking for someone to come back upfield and help him out.
Looked like one of Vineland's own men kind of clipped Travis's ankle there. He is the man down, Zylik Travis.
That's not good at all. It's been Vineland starters who's been kind of getting the hits more. It does look like it's that left ankle. We've seen this scene too much this year.
Vineland is, to put it lightly, very banged up.
And the season schedule does not get any easier. As, we're hitting the road next week and moving forward except for one game. So it's an uphill battle as this year continues, and it's been an injury-plagued battle.
3 out of the next 5 weeks following this game will be road games, a bye week in there as well. The next time after this game that Vineland will be at home is Zylik Travis gently walking off the field under the direction of trainer Dave and our intern with the trainer's room department.
And Travis is someone who, like we said, plays both ways, is electric both sides of the ball, and it's just a tough hit for Vineland.
And that's why you need the likes of Quay-Shawn Davis to step up like he just did, and he's going to need to do it even more now, depending on how long Travis is out.
I'll tell you what, days like today do not make me miss playing football in 80-degree weather. I'll tell you what, I This is one little aspect of it that you just don't miss.
What I will miss is weather like this when it's 13 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'll take 13.
As Blunt bounces around the outside, a flag down on the play.
Looks like it's going to be holding on Pennsauken from where that flag is thrown.
Coach Mitchell and crew down there saying push him back. As we see here.
And it's definitely a holding.
Yeah.
I completely like the call there. It's Alex Park, who's played so well on defense. Didn't even try to hide that one. That's a blatant hold there, and Vineland catches a break there, and that pushes Pennsauken back fairly far back at Vineland's 43-yard line. It'll be first and very long.
Pushes them back all the way.
I mean, the first down marker is at the 23-yard line, and you're currently at the 43, first and 20.
First and 20 from the 46. Negron looking to pass for just the second time in this one. It's overthrown and incomplete.
You can see that. It's just slowly developing. You see that receiver. You're never going to see a receiver ever run from where he is to the opposite side of field behind an offensive line ever again in a situation, ever. It's strictly for that play and that play alone. There was an opportunity to intercept that ball, just nobody there to make the play.
4 gray jerseys in a box.
Just not in the center of that box.
Second and Landis Avenue here for Pennsauken. Negron looking to pass yet again. He's firing deep, wide open, and walking into the end zone is number 1, Elias Pagan for the touchdown.
I mean, the second I looked downfield and I saw one just completely untouched. You knew where the ball was going. The only thing you could hope for is a drop. Busted coverage there, no safety over the top to help there, and it looked like it was Davis who got beat on the near side of the field. You see quarterback look back. The second you look to your left, his eyes almost blow up, and just nobody there. Complete miscommunication of coverage, and an easy touchdown for Pennsauken on a drive where Vaughn had the opportunity to stuff them because they're not going to kick a field goal. Just doesn't come away with it. Now they're going to go for 2.
There was a missed holding call on number 55, Zayden Douglas, the offensive lineman for Vineland. But, again, you can't leave games in the hands of the refs, but definitely a missed holding call there. They're going to go for 2. Pass complete. And the 2-point conversion is caught by number 7, Nathaniel Correa, on the pass from Nazir Negron, and it's 20-7 Pennsauken here with 9:20 until halftime.
And it's just Vineland getting beat by their own mistakes. We kind of look at this double slant here. The underneath man kind of just sits down as the man further on the side of the field goes upfield. And I mean, Vineland is literally a product of their mistakes. These losses have been products of their own mistakes, their miscommunications, and just not being on the same page. And it's frustrating, you know, not even from our standpoint. I mean, imagine being the coaches and the players to have all of your miscommunications and all your, mishaps turn into points on the board or just something astronomically terrible as they've been all year. Every team has found a way to take advantage of it, and Vineland just cannot play mistake-free football yet.
And make sure you guys, if you're watching at home, are subscribed to the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel, youtube.com/@VLDSchoolsTV. So you don't miss out on any future sporting event broadcasts, board meetings, or school events throughout the 2025-2026 school year and beyond. Be sure to click that bell icon so you know whenever new streams or videos are available for your viewing pleasure. Again, that's youtube.com/VLDSchoolsTV, your home for Vineland Athletics. Is the return there for Vineland by George Figueroa III, brought up just past the 30-yard line. He's been solid on the returns tonight, getting around that 30, 35-yard line area in his first game back.
And it was Fidel Napier for Pennsauken making the tackle there. He completely sheds a block there and has a clean look at Figueroa. Every time I just kind of like grimace just a little bit every time I see him take like those hits with two guys coming from both sides of the field. You just want him to stay as healthy as possible because he's so vital to this team.
First and 10 here for the Fighting Clan from the 34. It's handed off. C.J. Thomas finds a lane. Nice pick up there, about 4, maybe 5.
And I tell you what, I think we found a new position for C.J. Thomas. He's been fantastic in the backfield running the ball for Vineland, and it just continues to show week in and week out.
He's been fantastic, and he's doing this as well as we take a look at this run here by C.J. Thomas. Just found that lane, and Pennsaukien was just able to seal it towards the tail end, but C.J.'s been great, and he's been doing it injured. He's been playing pretty banged up as this one's handed off to him again, and he's close to a first down. A flag flies in. C.J. dealing with a finger injury, dealing with a groin injury from last week as well. And he's still running the rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe to say he's a tough cat, and that's gonna look like it's gonna be a holding on Vineland. Usually where that's thrown is they once again converse and look to each other to make the call here.
Ray Fitton,
still
offensive coordinator, not thrilled with the call.
I mean, I'll tell you what, there's nothing more frustrating as a coach than to see a penalty flag on the field and then just nobody know why, and then the call comes in like 3 minutes. And I might just be nitpicking because I was there, but I mean, you want to talk about boiling blood, especially on special teams when it was like a holding or something, and no one could come up with an answer. It's just frustrating.
Calderon, miscommunication there on the handoff.
Yeah, he completely looked away from Thomas there.
And it looks like Zyleek Travis is good to go, and he's coming back into this ball game. That's a great sign for the Fighting Clan. Still a little ginger on that ankle, but
I mean, it's a good sign. But sometimes I'm just like, well, give him some time. I mean, he's been a guy that's banged up every week. Like, and I wish that was an understatement, but it's the fact of the matter. I mean, we've seen him through 4 games this year on the turf in some injury capacity. And I get he's a fantastic player and he's a star player and all that, but there's got to be a level where it's like, you know, we got to look out for him a little bit and stick him to one side or limit how he kind of plays. But Vineland sticking to the bread and butter, and I trust them. If they feel like he's ready to go, I trust the coaching staff, and I trust that he's good and willing to do whatever's needed.
Figueroa the third lines up in the slot towards the bottom of your screen, and a whistle here, and
looks like it's a timeout for Vineland.
Timeout Vineland, which is a bummer because I liked that formation. I liked what I saw there and what could have been possible. Unfortunate, but
it's like, man, it's just like Vineland. It's I hate saying like this because it makes me sound so like uneducated, but it's just like you can't catch a break. It truly feels like Vineland has yet to just catch a break this season. But again, you can't make mistakes and expect to catch a break. But even when they're not making mistakes, it's like you just cannot. You can't catch your breath.
And also,
there's
like
always something.
We can't. We're not in the huddle. We're not on the sideline. We don't know if the coaching staff saw anything that they didn't like from that.
Right. We could be like, "Oh, this was great."
We could
and
sound
like,
very uneducated.
Yeah. And it could have been like, "That's an awful play call. Like we didn't want to do that." But it just has that feeling like Vineland just cannot get over the hump of having to fight themselves and fight something outside of the game than just going out in the field and playing ball.
We'll still get a similar look here as Figueroa the third lines up in the slot to the bottom of your screen.
I like the 2 receivers set on both sides.
Zyleek Travis, the receiver, all the way at the bottom of your screen.
Single high safety, pick off the middle of the field. False start.
Ay, caramba.
I mean, a skinny post here could be a great play, or some kind of seam route, or you catch one of these guys on the outside to get. I mean, you play single high safety, you're definitely counting on your corners to make plays, and Pennsauken's corners have done that so far in this game. But a misstep in any capacity, and that's a wide open look on the sidelines. But see if there's any opening for that. But again, corners have played well up to this point. Can't bank on mishaps.
3rd and 19 now for Vineland as Calderon looking to pass.
It's a pocket.
Firing deep. And it's off the hands of the intended receiver, Quayshawn Davis.
And it's so easy to say from up here, like, how do you not catch it? When you see someone who you think is going to tip the ball, you're like, all right. And it's such a split thought reaction. I mean, look at the replay here. It is a matter of milliseconds of him getting that ball or not, and you see that guy coming downhill right in front of his face. Everyone says, touches both hands, you catch it. It's just a tough play nonetheless. And
Quayshawn would also, if he was up in the booth with us, say, I need to come down with the ball.
100%. Don't want to justify a dropped pass, but at the same time, I understand what could have been a possibility.
As Brosh gets set to punt this one away. Omar Davis late onto the field and
we would have got it running into the kicker.
Trips flags.
Can't do that. You just can't do that. Especially if you see a guy running on the field, you can't snap the ball. Is that Omar Davis? I thought, not to sound, again, uneducated.
Could be wrong, but Omar typically wears number 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like him. I mean, it's a tall dude like Omar. I'm surprised we haven't seen him in the running game a little more.
Little check here. Well,
he 100% wears 20. not to confuse
don't
anybody.
Check our
anywhere.
new updated roster. It is indeed Omar Davis, and I think he's not running the ball because C.J. Thomas is running the ball so well. It allows Omar to kind of get back in the swing of things, just playing linebacker. Brosh gets this one away. Takes a favorable roll and bounce. And
oh, they touched the ball.
Oh.
I mean,
gotta be aware there.
I'm so sorry for screaming in the mic. That's the first thing I think is like, you gotta get to that ball. You gotta get to it.
It's a live ball, boys.
It's a beautiful punt. I mean, you gotta give all the credit in the world. It's a beautiful punt. You split,
great snap.
You split the two receivers here and once you see him take that misstep, you're like, oh, that's green, and that's just goes off him. And I'm not sure if Travis touches the ball first, which would negate any of that.
Right.
But if he was not to touch it first, it's a live ball all day.
Right.
But if he
and
was,
nonetheless,
they down it
you
at
don't
the top.
know, so you just got to
play the ball. Yeah, you play it like it is a fumble.
1st and 10 here for Pennsauken. 6:59 to go until halftime. They lead 20-7.
I bet I could guess what's going to happen on this play.
I'm going to say it's going to be a Randall Blunt run as a man in motion.
Oh,
they hand it to the motion man, and the motion man brings it up near midfield, and that is Nathaniel Correa. We would have both been
out of money.
Terribly wrong.
It was a good thing I'm not a betting man. Very good.
It's a great play.
Beautiful handoff there.
Cuts inside.
You expect that handoff like we did, and you see Blunt becoming a lead blocker and kicking out an end. I mean, that's great play calling and great awareness from that coaching staff to know that that's what everyone's thinking up to this point.
1st and 10 from the 42. Negron hands it off to Blunt.
And the good old bread and butter.
A good tackle by Barias Hill. Brings up 2nd down.
I think that's the shortest gain that Vineland has forced Blunt to have up to this point, and it's still positive.
To put it bluntly.
Yeah, to put it bluntly, that's the shortest gain up to this point. It's still 2 yards. All right, I'm going to go double or nothing here. I'm saying handoff to Blunt.
See what they do here is
I'm going trip set on the near side.
Negron looking to pass. He's firing deep, and it's to Blunt. And he is walking his way into the end zone. Second time they've had that play.
I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, I don't even think – there were 2 guys in the post that are wide open. I mean, you can almost see number 7 in the middle of the field. 2 guys absolutely wide open in the middle of the field. You see number 7 coming in the screen. It's a great catch there. And Vineland just had – you think they get to a point where the run is starting to get cut back on and this and that, but it's the passing game that's killed them the most. It's been these 1 or 2 – it's been the probably 4th pass throw in this game, and 2 of them have gone for touchdowns.
They were within 5, and now questioning again from a Pennsauken point of view why you're not going for 2, but
I guess it's just practice.
Ball spotted, kick is up, and it's good. First made PAT. So with 5:40 remaining here until halftime, it's 27-7.
This game got out of hand very fast.
Pennsauken. It was 12-7 at one point.
Yeah,
everyone.
I mean, that was when, the sun was shining a little more.
Sun is setting. Summer is drifting away.
And it looks like Vineland's answers are slowly drifting.
They have to regroup here. You have to score on this drive.
Yeah, no questions asked. I mean, you can't go down 27-7, come out here and go 3 and out.
No.
I don't even care if it's – you just cannot get stopped.
Yes.
There's no reason. You had a great drive your
Yeah.
last time out there. It was a fantastic drive. You just have to emulate that. Go with the
Gotta
misdirection.
score.
Just come away with something before half. You have 5:40 to go. Just come away with some kind of
And
points.
eat this clock. This was something that Vineland did so well against Eastern last week. They controlled time of possession.
Don't turn the ball over, more importantly.
It's one of Eastern's special teams players just did a barrel roll to get into position. This one is a bouncer, and George Figueroa III will take it up.
I mean, no blocking. I hate to be that guy, but absolutely no blocking for Figueroa. You have 6 guys converging on, not to just say anything about his height, but the smallest guy on the field. In my opinion, it's just ridiculous. Nobody is holding a block up to this point. I mean, the second he touches the ball, there's 5 Pennsaukien players untouched. I mean, look at that. That's
bad.
That's safe to say ridiculous.
Especially for a guy returning from an injury.
Yeah, you don't want. You
You'll
have
have
to block for him there.
1st and 10 here for Vineland. A must-score drive. You heard it here first.
And I hate saying that. I hate like we have to say that, but it's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah.
Look for that misdirection with Barias Hill coming across the field.
Calderon hands it off to C.J. Thomas. Finds a good lane. And
I mean, it is working so well.
The ball.
It's that play alone. And now it opens up the opportunity where you do give it to Hill. And but I wouldn't. I mean, they haven't been able to stop that play in itself up to this point.
Right.
Keep running it.
Run the damn ball.
Yeah, like you know how when you're like, you play your cousin in Madden, you just learned how to play.
Yep.
And there's that one play that they just cannot stop.
Yep.
You keep running that play. I mean, you just have to.
It's like this is like the Ask Madden play.
Yeah.
This is what John Madden would do. C.J. Thomas lined up in the backfield. Calderon, low snap, hands it off to Thomas, and Thomas picks up a 1st down, and he's dragged forward for more.
I mean, the interior runs have been fantastic. It's been great blocking from the guards so far up to this point.
Yeah, they've been a huge part of this, and when I talked to C.J. last week after the game, first thing he did was give credit to his offensive line and them stepping up. So
veteran response.
They're continuing to do so and rewarding number 2 in gray.
I feel like the most success this offensive scene is when the interior guys get blocks.
Yes.
And it's been fantastic. You got to give the credit to those 3 guys on the inside. And I'm not taking away from the tackles, but it's just been fantastic blocking up front. And let's head it off by Zach Zavis to center.
Calderon hands, keeps it.
Oh.
A QB keeper for a couple.
I'm not mad at that play at all because I think that can open things up for you. Even if you run that once, that play is going to be in the back of defensive coordinators' heads for the next coming week. So you fake it off to that left side where everyone's expecting to go. Calderon keeps it and gets an extra couple yards. That's a play that'll keep you up as a defensive coordinator. And I don't want to say it's just, it's Vineland, that's why you're saying. It's a play that's tough to defend, let alone have it thrown at you just like that.
Only thing you want to see is Calderon get a little bit more on the outside there, but that'll come with
just chip away.
More of that as Calderon takes the snap, hands it off to Benny Rojas Torres.
Another great run on the interior. Got to keep it going. Time running down, but it's working.
These two have been a dynamic duo in the absence of George Figueroa III and Omar Davis the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful lead block there from the pulling guard for Vineland. I mean, that's how you teach it. You want to kick a guy out or lead a guy upfield. That's Robbie Buono, who looks fantastic so far. I mean, it's been textbook in the interior for Vineland.
Calderon hands it off. It's Benny Rojas Torres again. He lost the football.
He was down.
He was down. Hold that rock.
That is the last thing Vineland needs on a drive like this. I mean, as you can kind of see, once again, you get a pulling guard on that Barias Hill side. It's worked all night. You get a kick out on the near side, a good run behind, and he's clearly down by contact. But you just want to hold on the ball no matter what. Better safe than sorry.
Under 3 minutes to go here until halftime. Calderon takes the snap, hands it off to George Figueroa the third, and nothing there in the blocking game.
I just don't know why run it outside.
When the interior running is working,
And the outside runs have been nothing tonight. And I don't want to say that just willy-nilly. I mean, they have literally been 0 to negative yards every time they've been run so far.
Yep.
It's been fantastic work on the interior, and again, it does not hurt to keep going. Keep running it. I haven't seen the misdirection yet since that first play of the drive.
3rd and 8. What do you got for us, number 7?
Going 3 receivers set on the near side.
Calderon, C.J. Thomas in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking to pass. He fires, and it's incomplete, intended for Quayshawn Davis.
I mean,
and I think Vineland's going to go for it here.
I just don't not really understand.
Triple
It's almost
coverage.
a pick. I mean, they're lucky they're not walking away with a pick. Why not? If you're going to go for it, which we all knew we were going to,
Just run the ball.
why not run and
You have 2 timeouts.
get the yardage?
4th and 8 from the 45. They need 8 yards to keep this drive going.
Vineland has only passed out of this formation.
Calderon looking to pass. He's firing and overthrows George Figueroa the third.
Yeah, George got turned around there. He was looking for the pass to be to the sideline, and it was more let up field by Calderon. And Figueroa tries to adjust to the ball. You see Calderon tries to lead him up the field. Good blocking there by the line, and he just spins around, tries to make the play. It's a tough play. Vineland comes away with nothing with 1:36 to go.
That's brutal.
That was a fantastic drive up to the last 3 plays.
Yeah.
And you want to know what the difference was between the beginning of that drive and the last 3?
Stopped running the ball.
On the interior. Finally looks like they're going to burn a timeout here with some more miscommunications here.
Second timeout here with 1:36 to go.
See some of our seniors in the marching band.
And we do want to send our best wishes. Last week a scary injury on the field. Want to send our best wishes to Glenn Seeger, who was the injured player last week. Talked to Coach Goose this week on the podcast. Said Glenn's in good spirits. He's healing up well. Successful surgery. And, somebody who just works really hard and now going to be working even harder. And we're going to see a rejuvenated Glenn Seeger, I think, in 2026.
Yeah, just seeing him walk around with the wrap all the way up to his knee is remarkable in itself. So, major kudos to him and the progress he's already made up to this point. And an injury, a broken leg from a week ago.
A big shout out to all the medical staff that made things seamless for a young man that can be a scary, scary thing because you don't really know what's going on and a lot runs through your head in a moment like that. So kudos to everybody who helped get Glenn situated, adjusted, and ready to rock and roll on his road to recovery. 1st and 10 from the 43 for Pennsauken. Negron hands it off to Blunt. Blunt skips and slides near a first down.
You can also almost expect either Pennsauken to go fast here or start calling timeouts. They have virtually all of them up to this point. As you see, Blunt kind of cuts it outside. Great kick out by the tackle there as he just barrels forward, puts his shoulder down, and gets some extra yardage.
2nd and 1. Looking to pass. Negron fires, completes it. And a first down and more. Initial contact by Barias Hill. It is number 7, Nathaniel Correa, who made the catch.
And Pennsauken looks like they're going to be calling a timeout here with just a minute to go here.
seem like they are looking for more as they're up 27-7 with a minute to go here until halftime.
I mean, you have back-to-back plays where you're doing everything that you kind of want to happen, and to get this close, you have to get a stop here if you're Vineland. I mean, it went from having to score to having to get a stop in a matter of minutes, which is highly unfortunate for this defense.
Man, would a turnover be sweet or what?
And, I mean, if they're looking to pass here with a minute to go, I mean, you have the opportunity. I'm not going to sit here and say Negron's not a smart quarterback and he won't make a bad throw, but you get a hand on the ball, tip it up something, you create an opportunity or a sack, fumble. It's just something.
See Blunt running the ball, do a little peanut punch action.
Some T.J. Watt action. That's I think it should be called the T.J. punch.
Real ones, no, that was Charles Peanut Tillman that originated that play there.
I always used to mess with Zach Davis. We used to call him J.J. Watt because he just has that build to him. And I thought it was always the funniest thing. And now seeing him play nose guard, I think it's just the funniest thing in the world.
Negron looking to pass. He's rolling out. Arias Hill came in with some pressure and incomplete towards the far sideline, intended for Elias Pagan.
Yeah, and that looks more like a drop than anything. He was wide open. It was an out route right at the pylon, not the pylon, pardon me, at that first down marker. He's going to kind of cut up field. It's almost like a levels route as we look back at that play a couple before. Is that knee looks like it's pretty close to going down, but nonetheless, Pennsauken gets the benefit of the doubt and an extra 5 yards to go with that benefit.
And he can keep going because he wasn't touched. So
yeah,
that's the huge thing there. Even if his knee was down, he could keep running because
not
there's
college rules.
No player there to touch him down. Negron looking to pass again.
He has a man on the far side.
Zincraft being held for days. That's a penalty and a half.
A penalty and a dropped interception. Chestnut is going to want to have that one back in Groves. I mean,
look at this hold here.
Yeah, not even close. And that's just a drop. And you have an opportunity to go pretty far there. You have a lead blocker and Bryce Hill with it. It's a one-on-one to the outside and lineman to go. You have an opportunity to score possibly. 49.4 to go here in the second quarter. Vineland down by 20, trying to get a big stop here and looking like they have an opportunity to do so. But we've seen Vineland be put in this situation and a post route to Blunt, and this game gets blown open. Have to communicate with the safeties.
3rd and long here. Pushed him back towards midfield on the holding penalty. First down markers at the 28-yard line. This one's handed off to Blunt. And he bounces around the outside. He's got plenty of room, and he barrels off of Zyleek Travis and goes the distance to pick up the first down.
Yeah, very smart by him to get out of bounds as well, not trying to force anything extra and going upfield. I mean, it's great blocking. Once again, that tackle kicks out the end, and Blunt runs right behind him, and it's just downhill running, 6-foot running back against corners that are 5'9" to 5'10", and you know, you're in for a mismatch when you get to that point. You want to get your big guys up front who can match that, making a play. And it's just been that defensive end who keeps flying upfield, not kind of – you want to kind of get your arms extended and plant your feet. You don't want to run anywhere. And getting caught in that situation, it's happened fairly often up to this point.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. He got just enough for the first down. Negron looking to pass. Fires and incomplete. No flag.
Good defense there by Travis. And downfield, it was great protection. You're almost looking to see, like, who's going to get open, how they're going to find a seam. It's great zone coverage and great communication back deep. Nothing there for Negron. I'll say it again. Turnover would be fantastic right now.
Second and 10 from the 28-yard line here for Pennsaukien. Negron has Blunt kick out.
Look for a screen.
And Negron looking to pass. He's going to keep it, and he's tackled after a couple.
I'm not sure what the thought process there is for Negrana. He's kind of down a little bit of a heap holding that left ankle. He's going to hobble off the field here, and it's a big loss for Pennsaukien. It didn't look like it was too good.
And if you're Vineland, you just want to finish this drive strong, prevent any further points from getting on the board going into halftime, and just have to regroup and reset after you were only down by 5 at one point and had a number of opportunities throughout this second quarter in particular to put more points on the board and just fell short a couple of times there, a couple drops.
I really just can't. I don't know how we're down by 20. Genuinely, it's like,
it's been the big plays. This is the first time that Vineland has played against a team that has gone big passing plays this
and heavy
season.
run.
And Negron is being helped off the field. Hopefully he's okay. You don't want to see a player go down.
Yeah, and now if you're Vineland, you're expecting all run up to this point now.
So they'll have a backup quarterback in now for the time being. It'll be number 15, Logan Johnson, the freshman.
Whew.
Getting thrust into action here late in this first half. He's under center, and a flag flies in, and it's against Pennsauken.
It looks like they're just going to kneel it here. I'm not sure how you get a false start on a kneel down, but it looks like they're going to run out this clock and just go to the half.
False start, Pennsauken.
21 seconds.
As a freshman, this is you get thrown into. You never expect to be in this situation, and for things to go the way they have gone, you got to be ready now and be the next man up.
Logan Johnson, 5'8", 150 pounds.
Very different from from what we've seen so far in this matchup.
Compared to the 6'2", 170-pound Nazir Negron, who also, according to Max Preps, is their kicker.
I believe they had 7 out there for kicks.
And that horn sounds, and we'll go into halftime. Vineland has to regroup, reset, and figure out some answers here as they're down by 20. It's 27-7 Pennsauken. We'll see a freshman quarterback for the visitors coming out of the break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back after halftime here on the broadcast to get you set for second half action. You're watching Friday Night Football on the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel.
JLA.
Welcome back, everybody, to historic Gittone Stadium. Kyle Bennett, Marcelino Ojeda here on the broadcast with you on the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel. Second half about to get kicked off here by Brett Brosh, and this ball is sent pretty deep. Nice kick there by Brush. It'll be returned, and switching fields are Pennsaukien, and they've got green pastures all the way. But a flag flies in, and you know what that typically means. 99.9% of the time, that play is coming back.
Yeah, and I mean, great adjustment by Pennsauken. You can only imagine they spoke about this going into, like, hey, if they're going to kick in that same spot, you're going to rip it along the outside, and you're good to go. But it's going to be a spot foul here. That's going to back up Pennsauken just to about the spot where they really received the ball and backed them up an extra 10. Finally catches a big break there, but, I mean, great adjustment there if you're Pennsauken. I'll put Pennsauken at their own 40-yard line. It looks like they're going to start backing them up from there. So now Pennsauken will set up shop here at their own 30-yard line, the worst field position they've had in the game so far. Vineland with fresh legs on defense, looking to try and turn this one around and try and snuff the run game. That is Pennsauken, as it will be the freshman quarterback number 15 into the game for Pennsauken. Three receiver set down low. He's going to hand it off to Blunt. Blunt's going to run to his right. He's going to get stuffed up and break a tackle. He's going to break it back to the outside. Has a great block by his receiver. Cuts it back inside. Great play. Still not brought down. And Blunt with a demonstrative 6-yard gain. What felt like 20.
That was unbelievable.
I mean, to flip the field, cut back around. He even got a block from his quarterback. As you see, it's going to be handed off right here. He's going to try and break to that right side, completely get stuffed up. Not sure how Chestnut doesn't finish that play. And it's all downhill there from Blunt, who had a blocker, outran him, and then made another two guys miss and still fighting for yards. Vineland trying to stop that run game that was so difficult to do in the first half. Now with a freshman quarterback in the game for Pennsauken. They stick with three receivers set on the far side. And it's a miscommunication. The ball is fumbled. Vineland could be on top of it.
They're signaling they have it.
It is. Vineland gets a huge turnover coming out of the half. The big momentum break that they were looking for in that first half. They get it here to start the third. And KB, huge if you're Vineland.
That is a massive, massive play. Is miscommunication on the handoff, and it looked like number 28 for the Fighting Clan, who oddly enough, Marcelino, we were talking about him pregame, freshman defensive end Tommy Profit cashes in for some profitable play there for the Fighting Clan as Calderon hands this off to C.J. Thomas, and he's brought down from behind by Connie Reddick. And C.J. is slow to get up. That is the last thing you want to see for this Vineland offense. The way that C.J. Thomas has been running the ball again tonight. It's a bit of an aggressive tackle, if you will, by Reddick.
And I mean, just when you get a little bit of something, it's like anything that can go wrong just will. And there's a big hit for the Fighting Clan in all facets.
Now, it goes without saying, last week, Thomas was down. We thought he was going to be done for the game. Comes back in and ran with a vengeance. Hopefully, it's a similar situation.
He ended up scoring a touchdown
here.
after that and breaking for an extra 50 yards.
He's up, being helped off the field. Hopefully, he's okay.
Could be that left ankle. I feel like we've said that a lot today. It's been left ankles. I've been feeling it the most on the turf today.
If you or someone you know has been affected by a left ankle injury, at Gittone Stadium during a game, you may be entitled
to no compensation. But we will
these
talk
are high
about
school
it.
athletes.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
We are doing a bit here on this broadcast.
Vineland's going to go with that 2 receiver set on the far side. This is where they've seen success so far with Hill.
Calderon fakes the handoff, rolls out, and he's firing deep. And it's deflected
it's brought
into the
in!
hands of the receiver for the Fighting Clan, Caden Chestnut. Redemption again. He had a dropped interception before the half. Comes up with the deflected pass. And Vineland have more points on the board as we take a look at this here.
You have to look at the play fake. The handoff, the DN completely bites. Calderon has all day to throw it downfield. Just underthrows it. Chestnut fighting for the ball as he gets a flag thrown in there for obvious pass interference. Stays with the ball, reels it in. Vineland gets points on the board, and they do it fast.
It deflected backwards right into the hands of Caden Chestnut.
I mean, keeping your eye on the ball has never meant more for Vineland than it does right now. Huge play for Chestnut and huge play for the Fighting Clan.
Vineland will go for 1 here. I don't hate it.
No, it's a comfortable kicker.
27-13 the score right now. Ball snapped, low snap, and now I can say I hate it.
Hey, as I say, is
Barias Hill does a great job there as the holder to prevent any
almost broke it out.
Further damage there, but nonetheless, Caden Chestnut, as we see the fumbled and low snap
it just
there.
skipped to him there. It was a short hop right in front of him. Hill lucky to even have the ball in his hands. Tries to make a play. Vine stuck at 13.
Nonetheless, Vineland score for the first time in a long time and make this a 2-possession game. It's a 14-point lead for Pennsaukien. They have a freshman quarterback in who just turned it over, and you scored points off of a turnover. That's a huge development there for Vineland. They have struggled to do this year is when you get the turnover, they haven't been able to cash in, points-wise. So to score points off of a turnover there is a great development there for the defense and offense, kind of tandem there.
They're doing everything that's been done to them. I mean, that is what Vineland has had to face all year. It's other teams capitalizing on mistakes, and Vineland gets a big break on the miscommunication by the freshman, gets the ball, and drives. This end of the field has shown success so far. Vineland's 2 touchdowns have been on this end of the field, and if that's the case, score as many as you can in a 10-minute and 18-second window.
27-13, Pennsauken still leading as Brosh sends this one deep. It will be returned. Deepest kick of the night for Brosh. This one's brought up just shy of the 30-yard line and up near the 33, I want to say, maybe even the 35, depending on where the spot is when the return man went down, as Zyleek Travis is back down on the field. And by that, I mean he's down injured.
I mean, to be on offense, to be on defense, to be on special teams, for a guy who's been nicked up pretty healthily in the past couple weeks.
It's an oxymoron there.
Yes. It's really hard to see how consistent injuries have been for Vineland this year.
It's been
a tough watch.
So brutal.
Yeah, it's just been like.
And I know this team is young, and that probably has a big part to do with it, is like their bodies are still developing and growing, and a lot of these kids have not played varsity football. This is a lot of their first goes at it. It's a different speed, it's a different physicality, and when your body's not used to that, you're going to a lot of times feel more injured than you actually are.
Yeah. And at some point, adrenaline can kick in where you just don't feel it. Like, I'll be the first to tell you, you've been there a couple times. You roll an ankle, and you're like, hey, we got to keep going. And at the end of the game, you feel it. I'm sure some of these guys who stick these games out at come Monday are feeling it and feeling it in a
And it's
rough
one
way.
of those things that you want these guys to be healthy off the football field.
Yeah.
Like, that's first and foremost the biggest thing is you don't want any of these players to be feeling this while they're in the classroom. You don't want them to feel it while they're at home doing homework, eating dinner, whatever it may be. You want them to feel as healthy as possible and not feeling the repercussions there as this one's handed off. Good gang tackling there by the Fighting Clan on Blunt.
Hey, if he's not going to go down, stick him and just keep pushing downfield.
It's almost one of those things now, too, like your defense can really just hone in on the run game and just keep eyes on number 20. With the freshman quarterback, Logan Johnson, in, you don't really expect any passing plays right now because Pennsauken didn't expect to be in this situation.
Yeah. And, I mean, even as a coach on the opposite side of the field, you don't trust your quarterback to do that after what you've seen so far. And that's not saying you can't forgive one mistake, but you make a mistake as big as that one, you're not going to have the ball in your hands often. It's going to be handed off once again inside to Blunt, and he's going to get about 2 to 3 yards there.
It's another good job.
A little bit of mumbo jumbo going on at the good old Gittone Stadium as looks like it's going to be Blunt down on the field.
Not great. Hopefully Blunt is okay down on the field, and you never want to see anybody get injured.
No, and especially if you're Pennsauken, your number one guy. It's not even, I believe, if we could have stats up here, I would say he has 100 yards up to this point.
Easily.
Not even just all-purpose, on the ground alone. And then receiving, he's got at least 40.
And the touchdown.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's so clearly that he's such a main staple for this team.
Blunt is still down on the field. We'll resume play as Pennsauken looking to pass, and it's incomplete.
I mean, wow. That's a good way to put trust in your young quarterback there. And he throws a good pass. I mean, he got it where he needed it, had green grass there, nothing but open field. It was Nathaniel Correa who was the intended target. I believe that brings up maybe 4th down, and this is the first punt of the evening for Pennsauken. Vineland gets some pressure here. It's a good punt. Figueroa back deep. It's going to take a Vineland bounce, but now take a Pennsauken bounce.
Smart to just let that roll out. You know, you don't want, especially Figueroa's coming off an injury, you don't want him to face any immediate impact there on a just like defenseless type of play on a punt return. So good on him to recognize that, let that roll, and Vineland will sit up shut now deep in their own territory.
Vineland gets a much-needed stop. Now they have 1st and 10. They're deep in their own territory, but Vineland has shown that they can get chunk yards with specific play calling. There's been certain things that Vineland has done, and they've done it in great success. Now it's time to see how they use that in the second half and where they use it up to this point. They're down 13-27. Calderon's going to take the snap here. He's going to hand it off inside. It's going to be another inside run.
Oh, great tackle.
Somehow, C.J. Thomas back in the game, fighting for some extra yardage.
Connie Reddick makes the stop. That was just good, like, fill the gap.
It looked like he had nothing but green grass. If he broke that to this sideline, it took off. But so close, but no cigar for Vineland there, as it's just a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 here. Vineland at their own 15-yard line. Vineland will stick with that 2-receiver set and a single back with a wing in Barias Hill. Calderon, he's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off inside. Another good run here by Thomas. Breaks it to the outside. Has one man to beat going to the sideline. He's going to just get caught up. Another big run for C.J. Thomas. That opening we looked for on the last play finds it this time around. And Vineland gets a big chunk play and a first down.
He has just been running the ball so well. His vision, let's take a look at this replay here. He just finds the hole so well. And it's so quick, too. Like, he's so quick to process where he's going to be able to run the ball. He has been fantastic these past 2 weeks and such a spark for this Vineland offense and their running game as some whistles blow.
There's a player down on the field for Pennsaukien. Not able to get the number as of yet, but he went down a little bit of a heap as the play began to start setting up. Injury-plagued second half here for both squads, but more in particular, Pennsauken, as it's number 1 down on the ground, as Elias Pagan. Senior wide receiver and free safety at 6 foot 175, down at about the 45-yard line. Vineland looking to seemingly have found some answers to the questions we were asking in the first half, and answering well, in my opinion. If you were to give them a test right now, they'd pass. Now it's just a matter of can they keep the consistency and can they get those stops that they needed. Pennsauken is now in a rough spot, to say the least. Their 2 mainstays are a little banged up. One that I believe we may not see in Negron. And we don't know what the status is on Blunt. But Vineland has an opportunity to do what they haven't been able to this year, and that's come back in a game and make plays and just make smarter decisions. Be the ones who set the tone of the game. Play your game plan. Play your scheme compared to playing against another team or just defending what the other team wants to do. It looks like Pagan is up and well, going towards the sideline in a brisk jog, and that's a good sign here. But Vineland once again with the ball after a big run. It'll be first down and 10 at about the 42-yard line of the Fighting Clan. They stick with that same setup here. Bryce Hill in the wingback backfield, C.J. Thomas. Calderon's going to clap. He takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, roll to his left. He's going to throw it downfield into double coverage, and nobody there.
Chestnut was being held a little bit more than the typical
5-yard
allowance.
5-yard allowance there. You're 20 yards downfield. But nonetheless, no flag is thrown there, and that's going to bring up second down here for the Fighting Clan. Trying to change it up with the pass game and kind of get Calderon rolling out. Calderon once again with a single back behind him. He's going to take the snap, hand it off to Figueroa, the newly stepped in running back, as he fights for some big yardage. And a good run there on second down, making it 3rd and 2. Something Vineland has needed very much in this game.
I'm at the point right now, Marcelino, and this is no slice. We take a look at Georgie's run here, and that's his best run of the night for sure, especially coming off the injury. Running downhill, head down, as he's slow to get up. Hopefully he's okay. But I'm at the point right now, the way that all of Vineland's running backs are going, whether it's George, whether it's obviously C.J. Thomas, and even Benny Rojas Torres, I'm at the point right now, and this is no slight to what Elijah Calderon is capable of doing. We saw him throw 2 beautiful touchdowns. Run the ball until you get into the red zone and then open up the offense a little more, make the defense kind of be a little honest and hone in on the run game. That way Elijah has a little bit more time because they're jamming the middle trying to close things up. Opens things up for a Quayshawn Davis, opens things up for a Caden Chestnut, and allows the passing game to kind of just like breathe a little bit and become its own entity because you are running the ball so well. I say you keep running the football with this stable of running backs you have until Pennsauken says, we're not going to let you do it anymore. And so far through 2.5 quarters, almost 3 full quarters, they're letting you run the football down the middle.
Yeah, and it's simple. It's such a simple equation. as Figueroa gets up and he's walking gingerly sideline. You can't switch it up if you never had nothing to switch off
Right.
of. You have to set something. There has to be one thing that you're doing well to be able to switch off of it and catch somebody off guard. Vineland has yet to do that this year. They haven't done one or the other super well where you're overcommitting on one and then pulling back on the other.
And that's a testament to the interior offensive line like we talked about all night. As Calderon gets set here, takes the snap, hands it off. C.J. Thomas picks up a first down and then some. He has been spectacular, man. Like,
Stepped up big.
It's been a long time since I've felt this way about the running back position, but it reminds me of the early go of Charles Clark. When he first got onto the varsity roster and made his presence felt, it reminds me a lot of that, where CJ just knows, hey, I'm playing that next man up. I'm going to give it everything I got with the opportunities I'm being afforded, and he is running the rock so well as Calderon hands it off to C.J. Thomas once again, and a beautiful, healthy pickup of yards.
And something that you may not see with the naked eye. Beautiful kick-out block by Barias Hill on the opposite side of the field. You kind of get that D lineman crashing down, and he just pops and puts his shoulder right into his chest and gets a good block on the edge that kind of frees Thomas upfield. He's going to kind of check out here, and we'll see who steps in. Looks like it's going to be Rojas Torres stepping in for the Fighting Clan.
Who's also run the ball really well.
Fantastic. It's so far, I don't want to just say it's the skill of running backs to the skill of the offensive line and how they've played so far. They're going to set up with that similar single back look as Calderon's going to hand it off to Ben. He's going to try and bounce it outside. Almost got his face mask pulled, but he's going to fight for some extra yards, and that's another good gain.
Staying on his feet, and that is a testament to Coach T.O. The way that he has these running backs just continue. No matter what you do, keep your feet moving. We see it with the best running backs in the NFL all the time. But Coach Davon Seymour has these running backs just continuing to move their feet. Even if you have guys on you, as we take a look here at this run, look at Benny just continue to churn his feet, never stop moving, and that's what allows him to spin out of that tackle and pick up an extra yard and a half.
Calderon's going to hand it back up to Ben, and he's going to get close to a first down, may have it. On the officials spotting on the far side and near side, they're going to give him that first down. Another great run there for Vineland. Another opportunity to get downhill, and they've done it well.
Coach Davon Seymour has to be just like this is cloud nine for him these past couple of weeks. Just seeing how well the running backs have stepped up, whether it's Benny Rojas Torres, whether it's C.J. Thomas, whether it's George Figueroa III, Omar Davis. We've even seen Barias Hill run the ball a bit. It's been fantastic as Calderon hands it off. C.J. Thomas stays on his feet, barrels through. Another healthy run for this Vineland offense.
And, I mean, that play was blown up from the get-go. Your puller gets absolutely, pushed right onto your lap as the running back. You really have nowhere to go, and to be able to kind of flip that play around and even get some kind of yards, let alone moderate gain, is big if you're the Fighting Clan. As you kind of look back here, it's just that change of direction, still churning, getting that push from his guys behind him. Vineland has imposed their will offensively and is wearing down this Pennsauken defense. As Calderon gets set up, he claps. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look to his left. He's going to roll that way. He's trying to find somebody. Doesn't see anything. He's going to try and throw it away, and it is almost intercepted. Calderon trying to make something out of nothing with Chestnut. And
what I need to see from Caden Chestnut there is recognizing that Elijah's in some duress. He's under pressure. Chestnut needs to follow that route and not just stay stuck there. Yes, that's your route, but the route has broken down completely. That route tree got chopped down by a lumberjack. You need to keep going, because if he keeps going, that ball is right there, and Caden Chestnut has his second touchdown of the game.
And Calderon's showing that he wants to make the play. He's not going to throw the ball away. It's not his kind of thing. He wants to make plays. As he gets set up once again here, he's going to clap, take the snap. He's going to hand it off inside. It's another good run here by Thomas. Breaks a tackle. He's going to work to the sideline, break another tackle, and look down at a defender. And another good gain.
Go for it. If you're Coach Guzman and company here, this is 4-down territory. You're down by 14. You're driving well. So take a look here at this run. I wasn't sure if I agreed with CJ breaking it to the outside, but it still turned out to be a positive play. As we tick under 4 minutes to go here, it's 4th and 4. This is a huge, huge, huge play for Vineland's offense. And this is a big moment for Elijah Calderon.
Vineland now breaking that huddle. 2 receivers to the far side. It'll be C.J. Thomas in the backfield. Bryce Hill to the right side wing. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off inside, and that play is absolutely blown up by Pennsauken. That's going to be Connie Reddick.
He's been great.
And he just absolutely comes off that far side edge and just blows the play up in the backfield. Doesn't give Thomas any room to work with.
He's been great at sealing those gaps when he's been afforded the opportunity. And that's a down there where I'd like to see Calderon have the QB option there.
We've seen it once, and that's something we talked about earlier in a heavy capacity because it looks like something small, but if you bring up that kind of play in a 4th and manageable, and those guys back down, but not to take away from he would have had to hand it off as well because he had a man. You kind of see him chopping his legs and waiting. Mm-hmm. It's a tough play to make regardless. As now Pennsauken setting up shop here in their own territory about the 30-yard line. Snap's going to go back, hand off to Blunt here. He's going to run between the tackles, and he's going to get about 5 yards there on first down, maybe 6.
This is a big defensive drive for Vineland, too. And you got to be able to make a stop here. So take a look at this run by Blunt. A little bit of holding there on
just a little bit on Parker, and he's been the culprit pretty consistently tonight. He's that pulling wing that kind of kicks out the edge, and that's what opens up the hole. I mean, if he's not there, that play gets stopped every time. So, I mean, if it's not getting called, it's a good block, but if it's getting called, then it's not a good block. But nonetheless, they're going to set up shop here. 2 receivers on the near side, single wing set up, 1 man over the top. Vaughn's going to show 2 high safety here. Logan Johnson's going to put a man in motion. He's going to hand it off inside to Correa. Correa's going to fight for some extra yards, keep turning his feet. And that's going to be a first down for Pennsauken, just breaking past midfield. So we look here. It's another good block on that outside, an easy cutback lane there for Correa as he gets right back to midfield. And now they're driving. It has been the freshman quarterback, Logan Johnson, who stepped up here for Pennsauken, with Negron taking an injury late in that first half. It's also been a daily dose here of Blunt. Johnson gets set up here, almost seems like a foot smaller than Blunt. He's going to hand it off to Blunt. He's going to try and run downfield, breaks a couple tackles, and is still going.
He's not going to try. He's going to succeed.
He is just slowly but surely, methodically running the football, breaking arm tackles as we get a look back here. Johnson cuts right up in between the center and the guard, and it's just
so strong.
He's just carrying a defender each play. You got to gang tackle if you're Vineland. And at this point, if you're Vineland, look to overcommit on the runs. Force the freshman to make plays in the passing game if that's what Pennsauken opts to do.
As we tick under 90 seconds to go here in this third quarter here from historic Gittone Stadium. Pennsauken with their best drive so far under the direction of their freshman quarterback who's in relief. And the snap is dropped, but Logan Johnson is all over it. Second time we've seen a little bit of miscommunication there. As we see here, he turns his head before he knows he has the ball, and that's a freshman mistake.
Yeah, and that's something you see from receivers more than you see from a quarterback looking downfield instead of seeing the ball come in. And he just drops that one point blank and loses a couple yards there and puts him in about a 3rd and 6 situation here.
They're going to mark it 3rd and 4, I believe, according to the scoreboard here from the 48. Johnson hands it off, and Blunt just is the answer for this Pennsauken offense, no matter what down, no matter what distance.
And it's so weird to say, like, when you're watching him run the ball, even when someone's making contact with him, he doesn't break a stride. It almost seems like he keeps his stride and just keeps going, and that's it. That's just the fact of the matter. Someone's got to trip him up.
You know, we've seen Randall Blunt over the past couple of seasons now, and he's going to be a name when commitments roll around and national letters of intent get signed, that I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled because he's going to play exceptionally well at the next level.
Yeah, 100%. And he's a running back as time dwindles down here in this third quarter and sets up the fourth. He's a guy whose game can it can transfer over into any level. And that's what we're going to see from him, like you said, as we look for him to kind of get onto that college step.
We'll step away for a quick second, but don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action upcoming. Your Fighting Clan trailing 27-13 to the visiting Pennsauken High School. You're watching Friday Night Football on Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel.
First down 10 here for Pennsauken. Handoff inside there for Blunt once again. This is going to chip away at the Vineland defense just a little bit more. It's a modest gain of 5 on first down. See it again right here. It's another lead block there from the pulling guard on the left side, and Blunt just runs right behind him and runs with a purpose, as Vaughn has to bring about 4 guys just to get him to stop. Time slowly ticking away here in this fourth quarter. Just past the 11.5 mark. Vaughn down by 2 possessions. It'll be second down and 6 here from the 34-yard line. Johnson in the shotgun, has Blunt to his right. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand off to Blunt. Misdirection, fakes to left, goes back to his right, breaks a tackle. He's still going downfield. And Vineland getting carried all the way down to about the 5-yard line. And Blunt is just ready to put this game to bed as we look back here. So his lead blocks on a misdirection. Stiff arms one man, has Travis on him, just carries him along with him. As there's 3 guys right there just trying to pull him down, and Blunt just going full speed and a full head of steam. They have him marked down at about the 8-yard line of the Fighting Clan. So red zone snaps here for the freshman quarterback. Looking to put some points on the board. Johnson looks to his left as well as Blunt.
This reminded me of Chip Kelly at Oregon days. Just looking at the sideline as another low snap, and great job there by Caden Chestnut to make the stop.
And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing for Vineland if you have their center making mistakes like that, because that completely just stops Blunt from being able to do anything. You stop him dead in his tracks. He's out of his normal routine of step and going into a run. And usually when a center snaps are not where they're supposed to be, that means he's getting beat up front. I'll be the first one to tell you, 'cause I've been in that predicament. Going up-tempo here. Snap directly here, too.
Did we not call that?
We said it earlier, just jumbo set Wildcat.
Wildcats everywhere. That's the High School Musical play right there.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a longer snap. I wasn't even sure if Johnson was under center. They just kind of went with those 3 jumbo guys to the right, and I think they're going to do it again just the way they're lining up. They're going to run up to the line and set up into a similar formation. 3 set guys to the right, short splits, and they get Vineland to jump very easily. Undisciplined football there from the Fighting Clan. Pennsauken did exactly what they wanted there. And that's going to put them at half a distance to the goal. Which means they will be down to about the 2.5-yard line.
What did Zac Efron's character say? You got to get your head in the game.
Something like that.
Vineland's got to get the head in the game as this one is handed off to Blunt, and he barrels forward for yet another touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, his 4th of the game.
I mean,
3rd rushing.
Masterclass from the running back position here for Blunt, as he takes the direct snap once again, runs behind those 3 guys on the right side. A little bit of contact there from Ben Rojas Torres. but not enough to get him down, and Vineland just shakes their heads going to the sideline.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
I think they're going to set up in that same exact formation just by the way they look in the huddle. But Johnson will be coming back in at quarterback, so it will be a different formation here. It'll be 2 receivers to the far and near side of the field. Single set back here. Blunt set to the offset of Johnson. Johnson's going to take the snap. He's going to look to pass. He's looking to the middle of the field. He's going to throw it. Almost intercepted by Travis. Just knocks it down, but that had interception written all over it. Travis not able to corral that one in. 2-point conversion is no good as Vineland is once again down by 20 points with 9:17 to go here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, not the best drive defensively there as we take a look at the 2-point conversion try.
Didn't even see Travis coming across the field.
Looked like someone unplugged Blunt's controller. He just stood there next to him.
I mean, he commands attention.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Vineland, just doing that alone will command attention. And I like giving their freshman quarterback a little bit of a throw around. You know, give him some opportunity. He's going to get the ball again at some point in this, and they're not going to pass it. They shouldn't pass it at any point, but if he were to, he's getting some throws in. Nonetheless, like we said, Vineland down by 20 points, and once again, another uphill battle, to say the least. And I mean, Vineland's tried to find different ways of getting guys involved, getting players into situations where they succeeded. And I mean, today it's been the running back position as a whole.
They just haven't cashed in
Yeah,
scoring. It's been 2 great passing touchdowns by
Yeah.
Elijah Calderon. And the running game has set that up.
Yeah.
And we talked about that earlier on that last drive. That's what you want to do. You want to use the running game to set up the pass game. As this one is kicked off, George Figueroa III under it. As he turns a corner, brings it up past the 35, up to the 40 and out of bounds at around the 41-yard line.
Yeah, best return so far for Figueroa. He got to bounce on the outside, got a little bit of a block there, which is all he needs to get some kind of yardage. And good field position here for this drive for Vineland.
33-13 score.
Let's kind of look back here. Gets a lead block by Travis, and he's going to watch that guy towards the sideline. Stick with him. It's the best blocking we've seen on the return team so far, and that opens up something for George Figueroa, whether it's minimal or maximal effort. It's something that does not go unseen. As Vaughn's going to go with a 2-receiver set on each side. Single back here is Thomas. There's going to be a stop and play. And Pennsaukен's coach is absolutely irate stepping onto the field. There'll be a timeout here for Pennsauken, and I mean, he is livid. Not sure if there was a miscommunication or they were not set up correctly, but he is
livid in a big blue world.
Didn't Stott change his song?
Just for one day because his son was born.
Okay, I can live with that, even though I don't care. But I do
seemed
give
like
credit where credit's
Pennsaukens'
due.
heads were up in outer space. And as we know, if that's the case, you may not be A-OK.
No, not at all. And it's kind of going off. I'm trying to remember. There was a role player for the Phillies about 2-3 years ago. And his walk-up song was Astronaut in the Ocean. And it's going to bother me. Because I know I remember the face. He's a role player, maybe played. It wasn't Stubbs. It was an outfielder.
I'll do some research.
That's a good one. I want to know this one because it's going to bother me. I'm not even sure if he's on the roster anymore.
When would you say it was?
I would say about 2023. 23, 22.
I'll do some research. Shout out to Destiny Legardo. She keeps track of those things for Phillies Nation. As Calderon is sacked
absolutely hammered
by, you guessed it, number 14, Alex Parker.
Yeah, and I mean wide open down the field was Davis. I mean it's unfortunate. As we get a look back here, there's no effort of a block there on the left side, and that's the blind side of your quarterback that you do not want to get seen like that or get hit like that. It's just unfortunate there for Calderon. We're just trying to get settled in here, but now Vineland behind the sticks once again to start off a drive. 2nd down and a country mile. It'll be a 3-receiver set on the far side of the field. One-on-one matchup down low with Zyleek Travis. Calderon's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back. He gets a block. He's going to try and throw it downfield. And it is somehow reeled in. What a play by Davis. His second big catch of the game just gets to the sticks, and they're going to give him a first down.
Coach Guzman wanted to see him step up this week, and he has done just that. As we take a look here at this pass by Calderon, he rolled out, planted his feet, got hit in the process, and Davis notices the defensive player just kind of like dives at his legs.
Easily could have been a pass interference in my opinion. I mean, but the catch is made. Davis gets the first down, and the timeout's going to be called here. As we are still not to go off track here, but
doing our research project.
This definitely it picks my brain. Definitely picks my brain. I know for a fact it was like a guy you see like less than often. He was a guy who filled in the outfield whenever like a guy was or Castellanos needed a break, just something like that, and it's gonna bother me. Bryce Harper has a couple good ones.
And while we have a break in the action, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel, youtube.com/@VLDSchoolsTV. It is your one-stop shop for all things Vineland athletics. Don't miss out on any future broadcasts. We have a couple more next week, including our first road game of the season against Clearview on Friday night that you won't want to miss. We'll plug that a little bit more down the line in this ball game, but be sure to subscribe, youtube.com/@VLDSchoolsTV, your home for Vineland athletics.
Once again, Vineland on offense, getting that first down completion to Davis from Calderon. Kind of playing a scramble drill situation. Vaughn's going to show that trip set to the near side that they've shown so often when they pass the ball. Single back set here. Calderon's going to get the snap. As a flag's going to be thrown, it's going to be an encroachment on the defense. Vineland catches another break. Makes it a 1st and 5.
Matt Joyce.
Matt Joyce.
2021.
Just off by a year.
Man, I forgot Matt Joyce played for the Phillies.
I just remember going to games and hearing that song. Like, man, that's a really good song.
I was about to say, are you remembering Christian Pache walking up to $1 Million Baby?
No, Christian Pache, I wanted him to be a mess.
That's
so
a
bad.
jump.
Once again, it's going to be another neutral zone infraction. That's the second one, back-to-back plays. There's a little bit of lack of discipline here from Pennsauken down the stretch. I understand you have a lead, but you never want to give anything up.
Professor Trunchbull from Matilda would be furious right now.
It was Alex Parker
Discipline.
once again. As Calderon takes a snap, he's going to throw a little
Swing
bubble
pass.
screen here. And that's a good tackle there, an open field, and
Reddick.
Thomas is down in a heap.
That's Reddick on the tackle. He's been
Just about everywhere and anywhere.
aggressive on his tackles tonight.
That will bring up 2nd down, as there was a penalty. And it looks like it was holding on Vineland, so that completely negates all of that and puts Vineland 10 yards behind the stick, or the sticks, and it'll be 1st and 20. Vineland on this drive have been fairly behind the sticks just about every other play, it feels like.
7:37 remaining here in regulation. 33-13, Pennsauken lead.
Clock once again goes back to running. And George Figueroa III will be checking back in for the Fighting Clan. Some miscommunication here for the offense. They're missing somebody. As it's going to be Justin Cheeseborough stepping in. His first reps on the varsity level so far for Vineland. To be 2 receivers set. Cheesebro's going to line up here on the near side.
And oddly enough, that's another name Coach Guzman brought up to me this week.
As Figueroa takes a direct snap, runs to the left, makes a man miss, tries to break it outside, shoves off another defensive player, and didn't even catch my eye until I saw the towel move when the snap was taken. Figueroa didn't even fake the handoff to Ben. He just takes it and starts running to the outside. And another good tackle there
By Reddick.
by Connie Reddick. It looks like Figueroa is going to be the quarterback. It's the second time in a row that Calderon hasn't been in the huddle to take quarterback snaps or quarterback reps, as he's going to be near the red tent.
He looks like he's being
testing.
evaluated for a concussion.
So it'll be Figueroa at quarterback here for Vineland. 3 receivers set to the right side. Ben Rojas going to step up. Rolling out to his right.
Throw it, Georgie.
Figueroa throwing it downfield and completing it, but it's going to be dropped. It was Cheeseborough's first opportunity to make a play.
He's down.
He drops it and is down on the play.
It's a great ball by George Figueroa III, just stepping in. Nice spiral on that bad boy, and Cheeseborough just couldn't come up with it.
May have been more of a hit to the pride than to the body. It's a tough drop there. Good pass there from Figueroa, as it looks like he just might be the quarterback moving forward, as Cheeseborough will check out here. A little bit of a limp.
Yeah, with 6 minutes left, and your starting quarterback who has a bright future, obviously, and being evaluated for a concussion from all the looks that we have here, I think his night might be over.
Be 2 receivers set on the near side. It'll be Xylee Travis at the bottom of the screen. As Figueroa takes the snap, he's going to drop back. He's going to look left. He's going to step up, and he's going to take off. Running out to the outside. Gets a good block there by Travis. He's still going for some extra yardage, and that's a great run there for Figueroa.
That's what he brings to the table as a running back, and now he's doing it, calling the snaps as a Pennsauken player down, injured.
Looks like it is Reddick.
So many injuries in this
Yeah,
game.
I mean, it's
brutal.
Here at Gittone, it's just been the past couple weeks. We haven't had a game yet where someone hasn't gone down.
Which is so odd because normally
Never happens.
when we play here, we are a clean bill of health nearly every single week unless some freak thing happens.
Which we even had that happen.
And I don't know if, the increase in heat tonight and the humidity is playing a part in just guys like not really preparing their bodies properly, and you tighten up quicker. And
it really is such a far-fetched thought right now.
Guys not staying hydrated, that will affect you as well. And
for me, I always thought when it came to injuries, it's you acclimate your body in the summertime for when the game comes around where that doesn't happen. And it's been both sides. It's not even a Vineland or Pennsauken thing. It's been pretty consistently all the way around. As Reddick is slowly popping up here.
hopefully he's okay.
Chatting it up with the trainers. Looks like he might be all right. There's a little limp going towards that far sideline. So Pennsauken loses another key piece here as this game of attrition slowly ticks away. Unrelated note, New York Mets have just tied the Washington Nationals.
This guy right here.
Claim the pennant. Be a three-receiver set on the far side. If we could talk about the Phillies, we got to be able to talk about the Mets. Even though I brought it up.
We saw Coach Vizo at halftime. Maybe he was on to something about you, Marcelinos. Figueroa the third looking to pass. He fires and it's intercepted.
Who else but Blunt? I mean, my goodness.
Randall Blunt just does it all, ladies and
I don't
gentlemen.
even mean to laugh. It is just the irony of this game.
It's incredible how talented he is.
Figueroa looking in the middle of the field and just does not see him. Almost like he's playing a QB spy there. Just throws it, tries to find the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. And that just might be the fat lady tuning up As there's 5:28 to go here, as time's going to start to dwindle down.
I mean,
a
it's
little bit.
just fascinating how talented and just dialed in Randall Blunt has been tonight, but we've seen it just continue to progress over the past couple of years. That Pennsauken has been on the schedule for Vineland, and he has just gotten better and better and better every single year. And I mean, tip of the cap to that young man. He is a fantastic football player, and his career is just getting started.
It's going to be a handoff there from Johnson to the newly checked in Deshaun Lassiter.
Great name.
Filling in now for what I believe was the last rep of the game for Blunt.
And you want to talk about just a change in optics here. Randall Blunt is listed at 6'205" on Max Preps for Pennsauken. Deshaun Lassiter, the junior running back, is listed at 5'5", 141.
Hey,
That's literally like if we want to make a
Derrick
20.
Henry and Darren Sproles.
It's LeGarrette Blunt and Darren Sproles in 2017 for the Birds.
That play is just completely stuffed
Blown
up.
up.
That might be the first time a run has been stopped in the backfield for the Fighting Clan.
Great stop there, and
It's not over until it's over. Good play there by Zach Davis, the nose guard and center for your Fighting Clan.
a captain.
Well deserving. I had the opportunity to coach him at the JV level a couple years ago. Stepped up in a big way. You could tell he had potential. Him, Travis, Ben Rojas, Torres. It's crazy for me to see them as seniors now and being such big pieces. It's just tough to see them go out there and play their hearts out and, come up short. What looks like could be 4 weeks in a row. As time just gets under 4 minutes to go in this contest. Johnson in the backfield with Lassiter, has a man in motion. It's a bad snap, gets out of the hands. And getting on top of it is Johnson. Third miscommunication of the game for the freshman, which is almost expected, as that just went right by him. It was a bad snap. Can't really pin that one on Johnson. It was off to his right. That'll bring up 4th down and Landis Avenue to go, and I believe that'll bring out the punt unit. Showing a back deep look there for a second was Quayshawn Davis. He's going to step back up to play corner as Vineland is expecting them to run a play here on 4th and long. May just be practice reps as a timeout looks like it's going to be called here for Pennsaukien, kind of ticking the clock away. 3 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter, and I believe they'll kind of set up for a punt situation here, if I had to guess myself.
Just an inkling, just a hunch. And while we wait for the punt unit, I want to remind everyone, next week we hit the road for the first time, as your Fighting Clan will be the visitors against Clearview out in Mullica Hill at Clearview Regional High School, September 26th, right here on the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel. First road game of the 2025 season. First game on grass.
Yes,
For this team, as Clearview still plays on a grass field.
That's going to be a big adjustment.
Hopefully the weather holds up this week, so there's no mud, no
ugly
gunk
game,
on the field. But
hate cleaning my cleats after those games.
Year over year, dating back to when Isaiah Pacheco was on this team, Vineland and Clearview have had some very fun matchups, and I'm looking forward to another chapter of that rivalry next Friday night.
Ziley Travis back deep here, going for the punt. That's almost blocked. Travis going to call for a fair catch here. Reels it in at about the 23, 24-yard line. And that's where the Vineland offense will set up shop here without their sheriff in town, Calderon, who was being checked for possible concussion here, as we see our cheerleaders enjoying a Friday night no matter the result.
They just do a great job. Between them, our marching band, it's a triangle of energy and school spirit between the football team, the cheerleaders, and our marching band. The cheer team do such a great job.
As we channel in our inner sweet Caroline. Good times, just never felt so good, even in a tough situation. Happy to be breathing and living. here at Gittone Stadium. 2:53 to go here. 3 receivers set on the near side for the Fighting Clan. It'll be George Figueroa once again taking the snap. He's going to drop back. He's going to step up. He's going to throw into the middle of the field, and that ball is broken up there.
Right idea.
By Pennsaukien. It'll be Jabari Sanem Bayetta.
Unbelievable name.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
That is going to go down in the KB all-name team as we look at this pass from Figueroa the third, and a great spiral again. And like I gotta say, like tip of the cap to Georgie. Like first game back, stepping in, started off just doing the kick returns, got a couple of runs in, had a couple of looks in the passing game, and now he's playing quarterback.
It completely destroys the
Thrust
question of
into
what
the
will
fire.
he do today. What is the pitch count for Figueroa today? I bet you no one had quarterbacking this offense on their bingo cards.
And the passes have looked damn
pretty
good.
decent, like. But it'll be Figueroa once again in the backfield. He's going to take the snap, look left. He's going to throw it underneath to Travis, who just
Nice
breaks
catch.
the tackle. He's still breaking tackles, working to the outside, gets out of 2, can't get out of the third, and out of frustration kind of flicks the ball and kind of wobbles back to the huddle.
What a catch. So look here at the screen, and Figueroa just slings it, and he beats the initial defender there.
And I think if Rojas Torres gets that block, I mean, Travis might have a little bit more time, but it was still a 3-on-2 nonetheless, but just a little more blocking on the outside. I understand 20-point game, time dwindling down, momentum's really shot, but don't give up on it or set your guy up in a tough spot, which I don't expect Ben Rojas Torres to do often. As Figueroa's going to set up here, he's going to take the snap, he's going to look to his right, and he's going to run it that way. He's going to go in between his guard and tackle, cut it upfield. That'll be a gain of about 3. That'll bring up 4th down and about 6 yards to go here, possibly 7. Obviously, Vineland not looking to punt here, as an injury-plagued game continues to come back and put the Fighting Clan in a rough spot, as all their stars have had to play and step up in monumental situations. Bond's going to go with the trip set on the far side. Travis will be one-on-one on the near side. Single back will be C.J. Thomas. Snap back to Figueroa. He's going to look to his right. He's going to throw into the middle of the field, and that is just broken up there by Pennsauken. They will take the ball with 1:11 to go in this 4th quarter, and that will just about do it.
Let's take a look here. Good corral there on the off-the-mark snap, and just unable to come up with it.
So Pennsauken will be coming out. It looks to be victory formation. Does not have to run any plays. 1:11 to go here.
Might just be 2 kneel downs to
ice this one.
call it. And unfortunately here for the Fighting Clan, their 4-game homestand results in 0 wins to start this 2025 campaign. They will look for win number 1 next week against Clearview. And the upcoming schedule for Vineland doesn't get easier. Clearview next week, Atlantic City in Atlantic City the following week, then your bye, and then you come out of your bye on the road again at Highland before you come back home to face Cherry Hill West for your final home game of the season, as QB Neal is snapped and takes place there, and we'll probably get 1 more of those.
Guarantee you Johnson was not expecting to take victory formation snaps today. And shout out to him. I mean, not a perfect game by any means necessary, but he did what he had to do, essentially. Came in, called the plays, handed the ball off, passed a couple times. Made 1 pretty big mistake, which turned to points, but other than that, none that cost Pennsauken any way outside of that. And stepped up in a big way. I mean, a lot of people look at him like he didn't do much, but he did what they needed him to do, as he's going to kneel it down here, and that will be the ball game.
And, I mean, if you're Vineland, you come away with a lot of positives in this game as well. Was it a perfect game? Absolutely not. But offensively, there's a lot of good to take away from this game. The running game was spectacular. You had great passing game looks from Calderon early in this game. 2 passing touchdowns. That's a great sign for just the development of the passing game. You just ran into one of the best players you will probably see on this schedule.
I think the best player we'll see this year.
In Randall Blunt. As the players go to the midfield handshake line and your final score 33-13. And again, it's not that the defense played poorly. It's just you were playing against an all high school caliber level player who we will more than certainly see at the collegiate level continue to progress. And best of luck to Randall Blunt and obviously this whole Pennsauken team. They played a great game. And this is a game, yes, the score doesn't reflect it, but if you're Vineland, don't hang your head. You showcased a lot of positive growth offensively, and that's something we wanted to see coming out of last week's game. The run game is there. It's establishing the run is one of the most difficult things to do on offense.
Yep.
They are able to run the football.
And do it well. It's not just run it, moderate. You were getting chunk plays consistently in this game. It just worked. And to come away, I mean, it's, you come away with, hey, we hung in there, but when a 4-game homestand turns into a 4-game skid, that's a big hit to the morale. Mm-hmm. It's a big hit to your confidence. I mean, this was a game that Vineland really didn't have a hold of. I mean, there was a 12-7 game at one point, slowly turned to a 20-point game. It's just, where do you put your confidence as a player, on either side? Like, what do you feel like you can do? How can you do it to turn the ship around? Mm-hmm. Because you have to at some point.
Yeah, it's a lot of film study this week to really gear up and be locked in for a 3-game road trip along with a bye week. But nonetheless, good efforts, a lot to clean up, and we'll hopefully see better results next week at Clearview. Be sure to subscribe to the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel, youtube.com/@VLDSchoolsTV. Big thank you to Doug Diola and our entire production team for making tonight's broadcast happen. Once again, your final score, Pennsauken 33, Vineland 13. For Marcelino Ojeda, I'm Kyle Bennett. Have a safe and wonderful weekend, everyone. And as always, go Vineland.